Nice, yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful there.
All right. We have some people dropping in. Pierre, Donovan, welcome. Shay, Edniha, Beryl, welcome. Jatish, welcome. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name not correctly. Just give it a couple of minutes before we start so we get other people inside also. See here. Excellent. Got it. All right. Let's get going. Hello, guys. Welcome to today's live Q&A. I've done some agenda before. I hope you can see I'm sharing my screen. You're sharing your screen. I'm recording. I put a checklist for myself to not forget these things. Juva, welcome. Let's see here. Suleiman, welcome. Daniel, welcome. All right, let's get going. Feel free to write questions in the comment section or in the chat so I can get through them. So today's weekly live Q&A. I'm gonna go through market analysis and news. I'm gonna talk about some updates we're having inside of the community, updates regarding the live trading room, and at the end with some Q&A. I've taken Q&As from the things I've seen inside of the community and I put it here. Feel free to ask the questions also inside of the chat. So first things first, market analysis. What can we expect for the upcoming week? So regarding news, we have news on Tuesday. Monday is free without any news. So these news I'm not that worried about on Tuesday and Wednesday. The retail sales and the crude oil. The S&P Global Services PMI usually spikes the market. Um, I've seen people passing funded challenges by putting a by doing this. Putting an order like this. If there's news, they put a long position like this, and they put their stop loss here, and they put a short position like this, and there's a stop loss here, right? So what happens? It takes out their limit order short, and it continues. And basically, that's the way they pass the funded challenges. Um, I spoke with Paul about this. Interesting. I've seen some videos about it. I don't know if any of you have tried it before. Anyhow, So what are we looking for? And this upcoming week, we reached the all-time highs, not on the DAX, but on the Nasdaq. And we're not sure if what's going to happen. It's hard to see what's going to happen because we don't have any data on the left side. We don't have any liquidities on the left side. So is it continuing to go into the upside? Probably because we are on a bullish trend, but we still have some gaps here, fair value gaps that's not being filled. So the market might continue down, take out these gaps and continue to the upside. But in these scenarios, is very hard to dictate where the market is going. So basically, what we're looking at is new all-time highs. Maybe the opening week will retrace to the downside and do some retracement and consolidate it and continue to the upside. On the DAX, looking for the same thing. Basically, we have some gaps here, fair value gaps that's not been filled on a higher time frame on the 4 hour. The market might continue to the downside, take out the gaps, the fair value gaps, and then continue to the upside. That's what I'm seeing happening in the market for the upcoming week. Some updates inside of the school community. So um, I'm still gonna mention the classroom sections because some people it's not obvious for them. We have been here inside of the school community for a while, so it's obvious for us. But some people that are new, it's not obvious for them where the classroom section is and what the calendar does and what the members and maps and leaderboards are. So I'm gonna keep on saying this over and over again for the newbies inside of the community. So inside of the classroom section right now, module 4 is open. So if you go to the classroom section, we finished with module 2, 3, and start here. So we have just unlocked module 4 a couple of days ago. So feel free to check those out. And to be able to reach module 4, you have to be at level 3. So how do you reach this is one of the questions also. How do you reach or unlock level 3? And how do you reach level 2? Basically, the thing you need to do is just engage in the community because I've noticed that's why I've locked it. I noticed some people just come in, watch the lessons, and leave, and they're not engaged in the community or just focused or sitting watching the courses without engaging in the community. And that's what we want to do right here. We want to create a community where we can learn together. So that's why I've locked it to level 2 and then eventually level 3 in the risk psychology and becoming consistent in the market. So the way to do that is just engage inside of the community. And in the risk and psychology section, you will get a lot. This is packed with value. Like I've really put in some effort going into this because this is believe it or not, this is the hardest part. The consistency and the risk management and how to handle the emotions about it. So it's a lot of talking inside of these lessons, but feel free to go through them at your own pace and have a notebook, write it down if you like. All right. So questions in the DM. So I've noticed, like, I would love to answer all of you, but I can't. I don't have the time for it, and it's like it's like I'm back to a 9 to 5, right? I try to answer as much as possible, but feel free to ask the questions as a post. So how do you create a post inside of the community? You go here. You go to community section, right? Write something and then you just write a title. It doesn't need to be perfect. And you create a post and you just select the category. Is it a discussion you want to create or people ask each other or engage with each other? It's a good way to engage with other people and also level up inside of the community. So I recommend that you ask the questions not in a private chat to me. Feel free to ask it inside of the community because you, by default, are helping somebody else by asking a question inside of the community. Why? Because maybe they are wondering the same thing and they are getting the result inside of the Q&A or the comment section inside of the post. And also questions inside of the community. If you are searching for some questions like how to unlock level 2, you just search level 2, you press enter, And you can see that people have already discussed the same thing that you are wondering about. Um, so feel free to use the search section and check out what people say. Oh, why the courses are locked to level 2? What does it mean for you? And then you can see what it means for you. All right, that's it. Questions in the DM. Live trading room. So the live trading room, I will send out information. I've got a lot of people interested in the live trading room. It will start on the 27th of April. It will be both the London session and the New York session, and it will start 15 minutes before the London session and New York session opens. It will be specifically categorized inside of the calendar on I haven't inserted it yet, but specifically inside of the calendar, so the people who gets access to the live trading room would just see it inside of the calendar that I give access to. So the approved applications that was sent in through the waiting list, I will email you hopefully today or tomorrow, um, so you can sign up and you can get the access to the calendar inside of the live trading room for the London and New York session. Because half the people are trading New York session and half the people are trading the London session. It doesn't mean if you trade the London session that you're not able to access the New York trading sessions, but you get both of them basically. So I'll send out information for those who got inside of the live trading room with an email, and also I put some information inside of the school community. So keep an alert. I will send out information pretty soon. All right. Q&A. I just answered that. How to search inside of the community. What is a pip or point? I think let's go through it. What is a pip or point? So when you when you take a trade, basically,
Three,
if you
700, 100, 100. Really excited to press play. We have Arlo Parks now with Get Go.
how do I mute all here? Let me check.
Please like and
Gadimina, please close your put mute on your phone, please. Thank you.
Good, thank you. All right. All right. So a pip or a point inside of the chart, if you use the long tool or the short tool, basically this is what a pip and point or a tick is. That's what it says right here. Let me screenshot it. So you can see in this area right here, this is what counts as a point or a pip. It's basically what you see from this area to this area. This is the entry point, and this is where you put your stop loss. So in how you count the risk reward is from the pip or point, but this tool is doing it automatically for you. So that's why we're using these tools without needing to count it by ourselves. And to be able to do that manually with our fingers, it's a human error, as we call it in the IT section when I used to work in IT. The usual problems that occur is when people do it with their fingers or when their hands. And as soon as you write in one or two, like one number, your stop loss can be very tight or very large. So that's why we're using these tools, and that's why we're using the position size calculator to find out where the pip and how many pips or points there are. So if you take a stop loss with a 10 pip, if you want a 1 to 2, basically what you need is a 20 pip take profit area. You can see that about 20 pip, 20.1. So that's the pip, that's the point that you're counting. So you use the tool for it. And you can also see the difference. Like if you take a 50 pip or a 26 pip, let's say a 40 pip stop loss, that's huge. That's huge in some scenarios because it means that you need to have an 80 pip take profit position. All right. Next question. How can you anticipate a reversal from a school run? How can I anticipate a reversal from a school run? All right. So if you have, uh, let me just go to the question so I don't. This is the question. I'm just going to show you so it becomes quicker. So I got this question right here from the video I put inside of the classroom section. How do I anticipate these areas of reversals when I'm doing the school run? So where is the highest probability of the market shifting to the other direction? That's where we want to take our take profits, and that's where we want to mark out one of, if we have we have 50% position and another 50% position, we have basically um, two positions running inside of the trade. So the first position we want to take is where is the highest probability of the trade reversing from, because we still want to pay ourselves first. And when we take that first position, we put our stop loss to break even. And where are usually those positions happening? So in this scenario, that's the question I got. How did you know that the market is going to reverse? Because there's a fair value gap right here. You can see that we are on a 15-minute time frame, and the market usually reverses from a 15-minute fair value gap. It touches the 50% mark or more, and it reverses to upside, as it did right here. So fair value gap areas or liquidities, where the liquidity lies, this is where the banks and institutions wants to go, and this is where we usually mark out our take profits. Um, I can show you my yeah, let me just mark it out. So you can see that this is a fair value gap, right? And this is the 50% mark of the fair value gap. We are on the 15-minute time frame, right? So what did the market do? The market spiked down, continued back up, consolidated inside of the stop loss area, and then reached more than the 50% mark, and then reversed to the upside. So in this scenario, we could have made some money because we took one position, or 1.5 position. We took one position, let's say, um, and then the rest of the position got stopped out at break even, because we moved after the first position hit, we moved our stop loss to break even area. Break even meaning that we have nothing inside of the trade uh, at risk, basically. All right, hope that answered your question. Next one, let's jump into it. I'm not seeing the chat, so if I'm missing something here, let me know. Yeah, let's jump to the next question. School run, 50-minute candle, wick or body? Yeah, great question. You know, let me put the same picture up. So some questions regarding the school run. So what defines a school run? A school run is that the position, the box we've created, the overnight range we've created, we are waiting for the first 50-minute candle that closes at the market open on the 15-minute time frame to close either below or above the overnight range. So the overnight range is defined as the Asia session. Now, my mentor uses the overnight range. I get a lot of questions, what time is the overnight range? He uses the overnight range from the midnight to 6 o'clock, a 6-hour window. Now, does it work for him? It works for him. Does it work for me? It doesn't work for me. I've tried it. It didn't work for me. So he's using the overnight range with a 6-hour window only, midnight to 6 o'clock. I'm using it to 6, 7, 7, 8 o'clock. The high or the low created within the 7, 8 o'clock, or the highs or lows created outside or between or in the Asia session range. So Jump into the 50-minute candle. The 15-minute candle, the body of the candle needs to be closed either below or above the overnight range. So let's say if the body of the candle closed right here and the wick is like this, which usually happens, this is not considered a good entry for the school run, because this there's also a way to define the trend. If it's a positive candle, it means that the buyers are coming in and the sellers wants to take them out. So it reverses only if it's inside the overnight range. If it's a negative candle inside the range, then the sellers are coming in and the buyers wants to take them out, and the trend is reversed basically to the upside. Hope that made sense. And let me draw another picture right here. So what are we looking for is that the body of the candle needs to be closed outside of the range. That gives us confirmation that this is where the market is going. Um, yeah, that's basically it. We're waiting for the body of the candle. It's the same with the fair value gap. If you have a fair value gap reaction, if the body of the candle is closed either above or below the fair value gap, let's say in this scenario, below the fair value gap, is the candles closed like this is the fair value gap area. This makes the fair value gap invalid because the body of the candle closed under the fair value gap area, right? So in this scenario right here, you can see the fair value gap. The wick of the candle closed inside of the fair value gap. This makes the fair value gap valid. And even this wick, and even this wick, and then it reversed to the downside. Right. All right. Do I have any questions? What is MTP? Just a short. MTP is an indicator, is a system, basically, is a strategy basically on the higher time frame. So I'm using this for long-term investment. I'm affiliated with the guy who's created this software. So there's a guy. His name is Travis. Travis who? He lives in Hawaii. There's a developer who lives in Italy. So it's basically a system that helps you stay away from the market because so many people are stuck in it. Is not day trading, just to be clear. This is for long-term investing, and this is a system that tells you, it sends you an email when to buy the breakout buys, and it works best on the bull runs. So that is why I've sent so many signals to the. It feels I'm almost spamming you guys, but I'm just want to share so you get some perspective about how it works. So a lot of position has been activated right now, and we're inside of a lot of positions right now, breakout buys. So the US 500, the Nasdaq. This is the third position right here on the Nasdaq Singapore. Also, this is the sixth position right here. You can see where it started from. But you need to have, this is a money multiplier. You need to have money to be able to grow it. You can't start with zero regarding the MTP. Yeah, that's what MTP is. All right, I don't have any more questions. Feel free to ask them in the chat. Depending on the platform, you can get banned. Yeah, exactly. Jua talks about, when there is news and you put a limit order right here and you put a limit order right here, and if there is news and people as long position hit and it takes out their take profit and they hit, I think they can't put at limit order because some prop firms ban you for doing that. That's what we're talking about. All right, Donovan, thank you. Hello, all. Hello, Maras. Do you trade DAX and NQ on both market opens or only DAX on the London and NQ on US market? I trade both. These are the main symbols that I trade on the London session and on the New York session. I'm basically seeing what setups happen on the New York session and on the London session on both symbols. I'm not focused on either one depending on the sessions, or if it's London or New York session. Do you ever test the 1 minute method on the gold as well? No, I don't trade gold. I don't trade gold, and in the beginning it was so confusing around gold, and gold is so I haven't. It's not my style of trading. Basically, it's too volatile for me. I like to know what I'm doing. I'm trading the DAX and NQ, and it works for me. And I've been doing it for so long. So that's what I'm sticking to. The gold is the one I'm trading on the MTP system for the long-term investing, not for short-term live trading. So the school run trading model, I have not yet reached level 2 yet, so I was just wondering. So the school run is a London trading model. I have not it works both on the London session and the New York session. It really it doesn't matter. It only matters on the market open. You can see this week has the school run has been performing amazingly this week. So feel free to backtest it on a 15-minute time frame and see if it works for you. So it works both on the New York session and on the London session. All right. Any questions more? What is the MTP system? Let me see here. So I'm making a lot of lessons, right, on the classroom section. If something is unclear, if something is like whatever, how did he's explaining too quickly, he's not taking his time to explain what the fair value gap is. I love to get some feedback from you guys. I've sat with some of you or the fellow members inside of the community, and they gave me some feedback, and I wrote it down, and I'm keep improving my way of teaching inside of the community, so you can get the best out of it. Um, because I want to respect your time, and I really want to make a good job, so you can watch through the videos and get something out of them, the lessons. So feel free, just write me a message, write me something. Um, if it's good, even write me if it's good, if you enjoyed it and what you learned. I'm putting the check-ins um, at every class, so I'm seeing you guys writing. Let's see, let me show you. If I go to the classroom section, if I go to strategy, and if I go to the checklist, I'm putting in lesson check-ins. So I'm seeing you guys results right here. I don't have a clear checklist yet. Like, okay, then I get it. Like I'm taking the feedback from there to improve to the upcoming videos that I'm making. And I'm also reading your comments. Um, so I'm trying to improve also my way of teaching so you can get the best value out of it. Awesome. Thanks. Thank you, Daniel. All right. Anyone have anything to share? Anything they want to ask? Feel free to do it. If not, then I'm wishing you a great Sunday. All right. I'm right now binge watching Black Mirror. Let me share that with you. Black Mirror. There's an episode called the USS Callister. So I enjoy that one. I really do. So have a great Sunday, and if you haven't watched Black Mirror, I highly recommend it. It makes you think a bit. So take care, you guys, and talk to you inside of the community.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.